One specific prophecy to affect the way we behave is true. One specific
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
one specific prophecy to affect the way we behave is
In the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Pushing to get up out of here, shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. They have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. And what I want to get into today is going into morning news. And I want to deal with, the sword being sharpened and the carrot and stick method, as matter of fact, let's go here before we even get that. All right. Let's get this in 2 Corinthians. All right. We always going through these things, but let's get this in 2 Corinthians in the NLT. All right, verse 11, because as we, been tasked, to be on our watch, these last days, as we know, Esau Edom, his mindset is to close in on his new world order. All right. So he's going to constantly bring forth, particular schemes, particular, psyops, okay, propaganda, to herd as many people as he can into the new world order. All right. And delete the rest, So this man has a lot going on, okay, in these last days, and as we're on our watch, we pick up on his patterns. The Spirit gives us, the understanding, to pick up on certain patterns and things that the devil does. All right. So you go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. Okay. And the devil has particular formulas, that he does, to gradually, change the minds, all right, of the masses. This man has, gradually changed culture, all right, to Satanism. The average, mindset, okay, of people in this devil society is that of a Satanist, man. And through schemes, through gradualism, through, propaganda, through, carrot, and stick, okay, manipulation, all right. This devil, has made the earth, okay, satanic, man. All right, and now he wants to introduce the world, to a new system. All right, and to get to people to comply, it's going to be all different types, of schemes and gradualism, to lead to the end that he wants. Okay, and the devil, is full throttle ahead, with this agenda, and also on the flip side, okay, dealing with Jake. All right, there's the Lord. All right, is revving Esau up. All right, to come be a terror unto Jake, man. All right, this new Roman government, all right, has the bone to pick with you Israelites, man. And Jake doesn't understand the rivalry between Jacob and Esau. Okay, so I want to start here dealing with that. Okay, I got this video, and this is inspired by a lesson done by the elder brother Yashua Wamba. His latest news and prophecy. Um, and he played this video. I want to land back. So when you go here, um, to this guy here. Now this is a coon nigga, all right, but he's going into some info, all right, dealing with how Trump, has passed the bill, okay, to pretty much, all right, heighten, all right, police presence and activity, and pretty much to strengthen law enforcement to deal, all right, with criminals, okay. And we have to understand the criminal and innocent. When it says criminal and innocent citizens, well, it's speaking of Edomites. When it says innocent, all right, citizens, man. Even when you go into, all right, their word white, which we'll get it. I'll let this play. And he says some cool things. All right, this is a Democrat nigga, and his mind, Democrats are the way to salvation, and not understanding that this thing is way beyond a Democrat or a Republican. All right, this is Edomite supremacy at work. All right, and Edomite supremacy control Democrat and, all right, the Republican. And see, through the Democrats, you Israelites have been allowed, all right, to be complete beasts in the earth. You're able to be, alphabet. All right, you've been able to just run in stores and steal. Okay, you absolutely just run amok in the earth under the banner of democracy of the Democrats. Okay, the woman just been able to wild out, abort children, the plan B, and just wild out. Okay, and the devil has allowed this, so you can incriminate yourself with your own behavior. All right, and he can be looked at as the hero and coming through and cleaning you niggas up, man. Okay, it was all a trap. The Democratic Party was nothing but a trap for niggas to be complete degenerates and incriminate themselves through their own behavior. Okay, destroy themselves with this thing they call black culture, nigga culture. Okay, to destroy themselves, but also Esau has footage of you niggas as being degenerates, which is going to justify him in making his next move. All right, and you look on these comment board lately, man. All right, these Edomites have no guilt. Okay, and what's getting ready to happen to you niggas, man. Okay, and the Lord is gearing Esau up to do this. All right, we're gonna get it. So let's start off with this precept, and then we're gonna go into this video. Okay. Um, so you go here to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning, all right, from me." Okay, so as the Lord, set us up to be watchmen. Okay, and we're watching the things that's happening. We're constantly warning our people to repent and get right, man. Come up under the banner of Yahweh Bashim Shai, damn a Republican, a Democrat, or Christian, or all that madness. All right, it's gonna have you unprotected in these times, man. Okay, you're just gonna be out there, man. Okay, because everything outside of the true doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Shai is rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Shai. As the scriptures say, he that is not with me, all right, he doesn't gather with me, scattered abroad, and is against me, man. Because there's no gray areas, man. Okay, so we'll warn you from what the Lord is about to bring to the earth. And Esau, Edom is a part of the Lord's judgment, man. Okay, Esau is a part of the Lord's judgment on the left hand side before he's judged, man. So before Esau, Edom is stopped, before he's judged from on high, he's going to be used, on the left hand side for particular judgment, man. Okay, and mainly for Jacob's trouble, man, because there's no better character, all right, to execute okay, punishment on Jake than Esau. Okay, he was created to hate Jake more than anything, man. The Lord's gonna let this devil loose, man. Okay, and if you're not under the hedge of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, you're gonna get caught up in it. Okay, so let's let this play and we'll jump in and out.
Executive order that is extremely problematic for the African American community. Donald Trump released an executive order that is extremely problematic for the African American community, especially African American men.
See, our people are still under this banner of African American, which are two Edomites. All right, and just shows you, our people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. Now here it is, they're anti-Trump, okay, but they call themselves after two more Edomite devils. All right, Leo Scipio Africanus, okay, which was a Roman general during the Punic Wars, okay, where you get Africa is named after, okay, and then Amerigos Vespucci, which was an Italian map maker, okay, the one is noted for putting America on the map first, okay, on maps that was published, okay. So you have two Edomites, all right, that our people call themselves after, but they're so pro-black and anti, Esau, anti-white. Okay, and it just shows you the confusion of our people, and that's why the scriptures speak about our leaders being famished. Men like this who call themselves leaders in the community and these different things, they're famished, man. They don't know what cause they're fighting against. All right, but he just has a little information that we're going to harp on. When he has a simple, all right, coon mindset. Okay, now let's play some more.
It is an executive order that essentially unleashes cops on black men. It is horrible. And I told you it was coming. I told you it was coming. So now, many of the same men who bashed Kamala Harris and supported Donald Trump is going to pay a price, because this executive order is awful.
And so he's still under the impression, all right, that Kamala Harris would have been a better fit, not understanding that it's a system that operates above, all right, the presidential office, man. Okay, by the elites, all right, Amalek. Okay, and Amalek knows one thing, that he needs to keep, all right, the tribes in the most degenerate state that they can be. Okay, so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what presidential candidate is in the office. the agenda of the elites are going to go forth. And like I said, under the Democrats, all right, look what happened under Obama. Okay, they began, Jake to accept, all right, alphabet. Okay, you look at what happened on the Biden, it just heightened, lewd behavior. Okay, the things, the lax, laws that they have for law enforcement, and they villainize law enforcement. Okay, and pretty much, just had made certain cities just a paradise for criminals. Okay, but now they got this Trump character come in to save the day, and these Edomites are all for it, man. Because they looking at you niggas have been off the leash for too long. Okay, something needs to be done about, all right, the inner city, all right, Jake. Which at the end of the day, this is nothing but the fruits of feminism as well. Okay, this is what the fruits of feminism has led to these unruly niggas, all right, these unruly, all right, out of order women. Okay, and Esau has, allowed this behavior, forwarded this behavior, glorified and incentivized this behavior. Okay, and now he's able to paint Jake as the worst problem in the earth. And Jake is a problem. These niggas are a problem. All right, niggas are a major problem. Okay, and the sword does need to come after these niggas, man. Okay, but we can't separate Esau's involvement in creating these niggas, man. Creating the environment for these niggas, man. Allowing these niggas and the nigga woman to be what they are. Okay, Esau is the orchestrator of that. All right, but he's able to push play when he wants to in the movie. Okay, to make it seem that this is just how Jake is, and come in, all right, and save the day with the sword, man. And Jake is constantly falling into the same trap, generation after generation, man. Okay, so you see, as it says here, it says strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and to protect innocent citizens, man. And who you think the innocent citizens are, man? Edomites. Okay, who are the criminals, man? Jake. All right, Esau has made Jake the face of criminals of the earth. All right, and I say these niggas are a problem. Okay, niggas have to be stopped. Okay, but the driving force behind the nigga is an Edomite, and the nigga is nowhere near the criminal that Esau Edom is in the earth, man. Okay, nowhere near. All right, but he sets it up to where Jake is an easy target. All right, he makes sure that Jake is visible in their criminality, man. Okay, so let's let it play some more.
Strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. That sounds so good, protecting innocent citizens, right? Sounds so good. Clean up the streets, protect the innocent. But that is not what this is about. What he's doing in this executive order is really not even necessary. Because violent crime has been decreasing since 1990.
Now, one thing about it with these different stats, Esau, we know this guy pulls numbers out of his ass. All right, and we can know real time that there's no way violent crimes are decreasing. Okay, so this stat here is very questionable that he's going into. Okay, but the overall thing is, all right, it's about Esau Edom, okay, fulfilling an agenda of his new world order, and that's to depopulate, man. And you best believe the number one nation that he wants to depopulate in the earth for the tribes, man. Okay, so he's gonna go into these numbers, which we can look out into the earth, the things that happen around us. We know, All right, the violence is on the increase because these guys, because they have these young jakes, what they call young niggas, have access to weaponry. Okay, that was unheard of, in the 90s, man. The access of weapons that these young jakes got, because now it's a thing of each generation is getting worse and they're exposed to things earlier. Some things that, our people wouldn't be exposed to until, you know, 18, 19. Now they've been exposed to it 11, 12, 10. Okay. So let's let this play some more. Um,
1990. Look at it. And that is a steady, sharp decrease. Since 1990, there was a little uptick in violent crime right around 2020, and that was when COVID started. So why all this law enforcement? And I'm going to walk you through this executive order. I want you to see this is bad. And it's coming to the Black community. Trump told us that in so many words. I'm going to show you that as well. So if violent crime is coming down, then why all this law enforcement? Why all the law enforcement if violent crime is coming down from a peak around the 90s?
it's a judgment of the Lord. I'm saying this is why our people don't understand the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay. And there's 2/3 of our people, okay, here in America, whom the Lord, all right, has a bone to pick. All right. There's still a rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Shai, because as our people, rebel against the prophets, they're rebelling against the Lord. And see, Jake don't see that. Here it is. The prophets have been warning you of these things, all right, for decades now. Okay, start with our apostles and elders, these various camps, throughout America. You have certain camps, that's been established, outside of the main camps. The apostles and the elders is going on 18, 19 years, man, telling you the same thing over and over. Okay, and now that we here at the point of judgment, you're saying this is a bad thing. No, this is prophecy, man. Okay, and which we've been warning you. But see, when men look like you tell you these things, Jake has a problem with it, man. Okay, when Jake is not well polished, okay, Jake doesn't come as a Democrat or some type of politician, or now people don't want to listen. So here it is, you've been told these things, but you constantly rejected the warning. You constantly rejected the correction from the Lord through the prophets, man. So now we at the point of judgment, and you think you're supposed to give some pity. Nah, man. The Lord finna come down on you Israelites, man. All right? The Lord been talking to you through the prophets, constantly talking to you through the prophets, man. Okay? Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Get a couple precepts. Let's go here to we'll get Luke 10 and 16. All right, and this is how the way the Lord always dealt. All right. Well, see, Jake had such a low image. Jake couldn't see prophets being of their own people. Because Jake has such a low image of themselves, man. Okay, which is a result, is a sickness. Okay, a mental illness of Edomite supremacy. Okay, to our people, all right, don't see themselves being nothing outside of what Esau Edom says they can be. So let's go here real quick, get these two. All right, because you niggas been warned, man. Okay, and you refuse. All right, you turned the shoulder, you made mockery. Let's go here. This is Luke 10 and 16. It says, he that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. So you have the believers, they hear the words of the prophet. Okay, and they believe. All right, they take heed. So the elect, it was meant for them to hear the word through the prophets, man, and believe and take heed. Okay, and be protected all right, from the sword, Esau, Edom. Okay? Well, then you're going to have those that despise the prophets, which by default they despise Yahweh. They despise Yahweh. You despise the Heavenly Father. Okay? And the Lord always sent his prophets, okay, well, for times of trouble, man, as a warning. Okay? As a grace unto our people. All right? And every time you have the majority of our people that will have the same reaction, man. They would buck up. Okay? It will make mockery. They would even, kill the prophets, man. Hosea 12:10 says, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and similitudes by the ministry of the prophets, man. Okay, so the Lord has been speaking through his prophets for decades, man. And now we're at the point where you see these devils booting up and you're trying to say this is bad. No, you niggas refuse to repent. Okay? You refuse to acknowledge Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Okay, that's what's bad. So now we're at the time where the Lord just got this devil booting up because the Lord is tired of talking to you niggas, man. So he got Esau booting up for you niggas, man. Okay? And the Lord is finna send the truth to you Israelites, man. All right? So let's get this. Oh, my bad. Let's go here. Pull them back up, so like.
Why these guys, if violent crime is coming down? Why send those menacing police officers with their AK-47s or AR-15s or whatever they have there? Why send them into the hood when violent crime is sharply coming down? Now,
and like I say, that number can't be right, okay? Because niggas have gotten drastically worse. Every decade, niggas get worse. All right, and if you don't see why judgment needs to come to the hood, then you're out of touch, man. You're not in the spirit. All right, and the elect gonna be protected no matter where they at, because you have the elect everywhere, man, and they're gonna be protected, man. Okay, they're gonna be good. Okay, but the Lord has a problem with the rebellious amongst our people, man. Okay, the Lord is angry at Jake, man. Esau is just a weapon of choice of the Lord in these times. Okay, this is why they're coming to the hood, man. Okay, you just had that, even that IUIC video. You had the Jake emotional, Jake flipping off the camera. The brother was trying to at least let them know they're Israelites, man. Okay, and stop doing wickedness. All right, and you had them niggas just wilding out, man. Flipping off the camera, emotional, loud. Okay, this is why the Lord is going to come to the hood, man. Okay, because Jake refused to stop rebellion, man, and Jake only gets worse. Okay,
you heard me say, he's sending them primarily to the hood. So how do I know? Because he said so. He said so when he visited that Detroit church while he was on the camping trail. Let's listen to what he says.
We'll bring back public safety and defend our communities for law-abiding American citizens. Look, the crime is most rampant right here and in African-American communities, and more people see me and they say, sir, we want protection. We want police to protect us. We don't want to get robbed and mugged and beat up or killed because we want to walk across the street to buy a loaf of bread. They want it so badly. The fake news doesn't talk about it. But the black population wants law enforcement more than any other population. So I think it's an important thing to say.
So there you have it. He said two things in that clip. One, he says that most of the crime is committed in the African-American community. And he also said that he has been begged by black people to send those guys in. Right? That's what he said. So he's going to send them in, these guys, yet at the same time, violent crime,
And see, Jake is trying to make a defense, with this little chart of violent crimes. But niggas have gotten worse, man. Look at the spirit. Look at the alphabet, man. Look at what niggas are on, man. Look at the type of crimes, man, that Jake is doing, man. Okay, Jake is a goddamn problem. And see, they fell into the trap of Esau. Okay, let's go here. What have niggas been on, man? Okay, and which we know Esau, he uses these things to justify what he's going to do. But ultimately, this is a call from on high. All right, you go here, and we're gonna get some precepts. But you just look at here, man. This is all under the Biden administration, man. Look at these niggas, man.
A new at 7:30, dozens of iPhones stolen right from an Apple store in the East Bay. Want to show you now some video from the Bay Street location in Emeryville. You can see here the man in all black. He grabs the phones from the display tables, puts them into his pockets, and then he walks out of the store. He also walks past an Emeryville police car before getting into a Hyundai Elantra. Now, we have since learned, though, that there was not an officer in that patrol vehicle at the time.
And see, they was able to do these things under the Biden administration when they had all these lax, laws, on police. It was a certain amount that you was able to steal and nothing could be done. Okay, let's go here.
Tonight, Los Angeles, the latest city, left reeling from a wave of highly coordinated smash and grab robberies across the state.
We're going to try to go right in here.
Police say a group of at least 20 thieves shattered store windows at the Grove Shopping Center last night using sledgehammers and an e-bike, leaving more than $15,000 worth of damage in its wake and stealing more than $5,000 worth of merchandise. A witness recording this video appearing to show several people climbing through the broken window. The suspects fleeing in several vehicles, one of them leading police on a car chase through suburban LA. That pursuit ending with 3 suspects taken into custody.
Get on the sidewalk! Get on the sidewalk!
The incident, the latest in a string of troubling robberies across the state. In San Francisco's Union Square, shoplifting crews targeting high-end stores like Louis Vuitton and Fendi. Police smashing in car windows to stop them from getting away. And in suburban Walnut Creek, a mob that police called highly organized, swarming a Nordstrom. And it's not just high-end retail stores that are being targeted. Earlier this year, Walgreens said a string of robberies forced the pharmacy chain to close 5 of its locations in San Francisco.
This is metastasized here in California to where, it's not just a random thing or a small level organized crime doing it. This is a symptom of a much bigger problem of a lack of accountability for property crimes.
Law enforcement has
of a much bigger problem. All right, and they just allowed you niggas to constantly do this, under the banner of the Democratic Party, man. Okay, and it's constantly allowed you, to just do this smash and grab. Okay, so now you on footage and see Esau is able to paint you as the criminal. Okay, he's able to paint you out to be an animal, just off like you shouldn't exist. Okay, it's tripping, and there's plenty of videos on it. Just wanted to show you, okay, just going back to that time when they was talking about defunding the police and all these different things. So it was like now Trump is coming in with the exact opposite energy to clean it up. Okay, Esau allowed you niggas to make a mess. Okay, so he can look like the hero and come and cleaning you niggas up, man. He allows you niggas to be a problem, man. Okay, so he can come and he allows these gangs and drill culture. He allows these things. Okay, so he can come in and clean it up. All right, so let's go here to let's get some precepts, man. All right, and I say, and you niggas been warned, man. Okay, you've been told time after time, man. But what do niggas do, man? All right, and this is why this prophecy comes out a lot as well. You know, you get this in Second Chronicles, all right, 36 and 15. It says, in the Lord, all right, it says, in the Lord, power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mock the messengers of the Most High. So the prophets are an act of compassion, a warning before the Lord judges, man. Before the Lord unleashes wrath, he sends a warning. Okay, so the ministry of the prophet is an act of compassion, man. Okay, but now we to the point where we see Esau is booting up, their sword is sharpened. Okay, now Jake wants some type of pity. No, man, this is your pity. The prophet's begging our people to get right is the pity from the Lord, man. After that, ain't no pity. Okay, you missed that grace period, you're gonna be out here, man. It said, but they mocked the messenger of the Most High and despised his word and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose, all right, against his people till there was no remedy, man, till there was no remedy. Okay, the wrath of the Lord, all right, is against Jacob, man. You see, so here it is. You have this grace period, and Jake is misusing it. All right, and there's gonna come a time where the Lord is gonna end the ministry of the prophets and just go forth with wrath, man. Okay, and there's gonna be no remedy. There's gonna be no solution. Okay, just judgment. Okay, let's go here. Let me get this in Ezekiel. All right, let's get this Ezekiel 5. All right, start at verse all right, Ezekiel 5 and 5. It said, thus said the Lord power. This is Jerusalem. All right, speaking of the people. Okay, Israel. I have set in the midst of the nations and the countries that are round about her, since we've been scattered. And she have changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgment and my statutes. They have not walked, all right, therein. Okay. So here it is, our people, you know, each generation gets worse. Okay, and it's becoming an embarrassment unto the Heavenly Father, man. That's why it's, you know, it's an embarrassment of our people, how they act and how they behave, man. It's a goddamn shame. Okay, the way they dress, you know, the way, you know, their actions, you know, their conduct in public, like, god damn. You know, so imagine the Lord's anger towards Jake, man. Okay, if we feel some type of way, imagine how the Lord feels, man. You know, verse 7 said, therefore thus said the Lord power, because ye multiply more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgment of the nations that are round about you. Okay, and Jake, all right, has become the face of rebellion, you know, against everything, man. Because you go into these different translations, all right, when you go into the NIV, it said, therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. You have been more unruly than the nations round about you, and have not followed my decrees or kept my laws. You have not even conformed to the standards of the nations around you, man. Okay, and this is why a nigga can't even go anywhere, man. Okay, once Jake gets outside the hood, man, it just goes south, man. Okay, Jake is just unruly. Okay, and this is the creation of the elites, man, through these enchantments and these psyops, and also incentivizing, all right, that degenerate behavior, man, rewarding that degenerate behavior, man. Okay, so these devils are not innocent in a nigga's conduct, but the nigga is not innocent, man. Okay, and the Lord is finna judge. Okay, so you go back to verse 9, it says, and I will do in thee that which I have not done. Okay, wherefore I will do I said, I would not do any more the like because of all thine abominations, man, the worst time ever. Okay, we're finna see Jake judge like never before. Okay, we finna see the Lord. That's why I call Jacob trouble, man. You see, this is the build up. All right, and if you sitting there hoping that it ain't gonna be no Jacob trouble, you're not in the spirit, man. You don't understand what's happening, man. Okay, you're not in tune with prophecy. All right, because you go here and like I said, the Lord is not gonna have any pity. You see, and Jake is always trying to look for some type of pity. Okay, as if they're owed something. All right, but you're gonna get what your conduct, okay, deserves, man, merits. Okay, this is Ezekiel 71 said, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, all right, also thou son of man, thus said the Lord power unto the land of Israel, and the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Okay, and this is going to be complete judgment. All right, amongst our people, man. 2/3 are going to be judged. 1/3 is going to be okay rewarded. Lord will. We of that number. Okay, but it says now is the end upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee upon. It says, and will recompense upon thee. All right, all thine abominations, man. So all this filth that our people call the culture is going to be judged, man. Okay, look at the mothers, man. Look how the nigga woman just leave the child for dead, go on the cruise, leave 10-month-old at the house by herself, man. Children being left in cars, man. Children, man, being fondled with more than ever, man. Grapes amongst Jake. Jake is become a wicked ass people, man. Okay, and all this pity, trying to get some pity. Nah, man, you niggas don't need no pity, man. You niggas are only getting worse, man. Okay, no one hates, all right, our people more than themselves, man. You know, and say the Lord is finna deal with his anger. The Lord says, I'm finna send my anger upon thee, man. And how is he going to send his anger, man? Hey, through Edom. Okay, that's how the Lord's getting ready to send his anger, man. Okay, through the nation that hates you niggas more than anything. All right, is the nation is going to be used, all right, to judge, man. Verse 4 says, and my eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I'm the Lord, Yahweh by Shem outside our power, man. So the Lord said he's not going to spare or have pity, man. It says thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, man. Okay? And our people are saturated, all right, saturated with abominable culture, man. Okay, you have a thing amongst our people now to where trans is a preference amongst niggas, man. Okay, look at what's happening even in Israel, man. Look at Jake getting pegged. All that could factor in, man. Okay, these things are, it's just nothing but abominations, man. Okay, stud couples, that's normal now. It's just madness, man. Okay, so man, the Lord is finna not spare with niggas, man. We finna see some things, man. We finna see some judgment, man. And if you got a soft spot for niggas, man, hey, hey, you finna be heartbroken for a while, man. Because the Lord finna judge, man. Okay? And niggas have been warned repeatedly, man. Only to get worse, man. The nigga woman repeatedly warned, only to get worse, man. Okay? Let's go to another one in Ezekiel, which the brother, brought this one out as well. All right, Ezekiel 21. Okay, in 8, it says, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, son of man, prophesy and say, thus said the Lord Yahweh by Shemal Shai, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished, man. And Esau is their sword. They're sharpened, man. Okay, this man, his technology, all he knows is how to do weapons, man. So Everything, all technology, all the technology that this man has to his disposal, all right, goes into his weaponry, man. Okay, and he's gonna bring out some things that people didn't know existed, man. Okay, it said it is sharpened to make a sword slaughter, man. So it's sharpened for a purpose. It is furbished that it may glitter. All right. Should we then make mirth? And what is a nigga mind on mirth? All niggas know all niggas want to do is play and joke and laugh. Okay, and do a skit. Okay, this is what niggas is on, man. And the worst time since the earth was is upon us, and all niggas want to do is play. Okay, it says it can timid the ride of my son as every tree. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. Okay, this sword is being sharpened for Jake, man. Okay, you see, he has created. Esau has fabricated you niggas as the problem. Now he and Esau loves to play hero with that sword, man. He's a perfect character to fulfill this, man. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel, the leaders. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh, man. Okay? So the Lord's finna terrorize Jake, man. Okay? And I say Jake is in the spirit of folly and playing, but the Lord is gearing up to terrorize Jake, man. Would you get this in and this is how the Lord would judge us as a people, man. He would send, an enemy nation against us, man. Okay. Isaiah 10:5 says, "O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in thy hand is my indignation." Okay. So the Assyrians were used as a rod of the Lord's anger, man, as an instrument for the Lord's anger against the northern tribes, man. Okay. It says, I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the street. Okay. So the Lord is going to send, all right, Esau against this hypocritical nation, man. You look at our people. Okay. Because our people, here it is, they rebel against any form of righteousness, but they want all the mercy, man. Okay? You cry, when, either my cop, shoot at Jake, but you niggas shoot each other up every day. Okay? The nigga woman abortion rate is leading the lead. So here it is, you say Black Lives Matter, but you destroy yourself like no other. Okay? So the Lord is going to send punishment and wrath against this hypocritical nation, man. And in this time, it's going to be through Esau, man. Okay, the sword himself. Okay, so let's go here, because even you go into the book of Psalms, get a couple more, get ready to close out. All right, this is the book of Psalms 17 and 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him. All right, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword," man. And this is the prayer of the elect, man, that we're delivered, okay, from the sword, man, of the wicked, man. Okay, so the sword is who? Esau, Edom. All right, the Lord is finna utilize their sword, man, and he's finna get at niggas, man. Okay, when you go here, let me change this real quick. I have to get that on the next video dealing with the carrot, But let's go here. All right, so this song, we ended here. This song's I think it's 125. Yep, the book of Psalms 125. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 125. 5 and verse 5. All right. Now, verse 3. Okay. It says, "For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous," man. Okay. So this devil is not, because see, Esau, he just want to clear Jake out. You know, he really wants the prophets, man. But see, when he comes for the prophecy, that's when the Lord is going to intervene, man. The Lord not going to intervene with 2/3 of Esau, man. Esau is going to have full range with niggas, man. Okay. But it says, verse Psalms 125 and 3, "For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity," man. You know, so this devil is not going to have his way, all right, with those that are considered the righteous, man. Those are the hopeful elect. Least the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity, man, going back into the world, conforming back to the madness and the darkness of this world, man. All right. That means that you're stepping out of the hedge of protection, man. See, faith and obedience keeps us in the hedge, man. Okay. So you wander out of that hedge, man. You're wandering into the perils of the sword, man. All right. Verse 4, it says, "Do good, O Lord Yahweh Bashim al Shai, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts," which is their mind, man. And his word, you know, it's making us good, man, making us upright in our minds, man. Okay. Constantly rehearsing the righteous acts, man. Okay. Constantly, conforming to Yahweh Shai. Okay, is making us upright in our minds, man, maturing in the spirit. Okay, it says, "As for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, the Lord shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity, but peace shall be upon Israel," man. And that's of the elect at this time, man. Okay, so we're finna see the Lord unleash havoc, all right, on Jake, man. Okay, and we seeing Esau booting up. You know, he's setting up. You know, he's bringing back the scientific racism. Okay, to where you niggas just are inherently, violent and the problem and inferior. Okay, which is going to justify what this devil wants to do, man. Okay, which is a mass depopulation of the tribes, man. Okay, so we in these times, man. We in some serious times, man. So we're not in the time, all right, to be laxed, okay, or to be in the spirit, of folly, or even feeling sorry for these niggas, man. Okay, Jake's been warned. Jake gets worse. Jake only mocks the prophet. Jake mocks the Lord. Okay, Jake have showed they whole ass in Babylon, man. All right, and the Most High, all right, finna address that, man. Okay, and Esau Edom is going to be one of the main weapons of choice. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time I say Shalom. Kwame Yashala, a Bible ball soon, Shalom.